Hey, what's up, everyone? It's Nick back with another episode of Nick's Reps, and today is Bearded Wednesday. So, stay tuned. Alright, what's up, everyone? So today, since you guys have met everyone, and we've gone a little bit over morphs, I'm just gonna be doing a little bit of a care guide, or care video. So yeah, this guy has a little bit of shed going on right here. Maybe I can get it off. Overall, bearded dragons are super easy to care for. Um, they don't require a lot of maintenance. They just do well, honestly. Some of the controversy behind them would mostly be around their habitats, their husbandry. A lot of people say no sand whatsoever. No sand. I have kept mine on sand for years and years and years and years and years. My general rule of thumb is I don't put them on sand until they're about a year old, or until their body size is about, like, just their body from nose to vent is as long as he is, from nose to tail, tip of the tail. In reality, a healthy adult bearded dragon will be able to digest sand, and pass it. A baby one, I wouldn't risk. I've never tried it, so I'm not gonna tell you if it's right or wrong. I'm just gonna tell you that I've never done it, so I can't tell you. But yeah, so there's not too much that you have to really like pay attention to. The sand part, the food. As babies, they'll like 80% bugs and 20% fruits and veggies. Make sure you read up before you give them their fruits or veggies, just to make sure that it's safe. And yeah, if you want to get technical with the whole feeding thing, you want to feed them the right amount of crickets per feeding day. There's a lot of different, how do I say it? What do I say? Like formulas, yeah. That like you can figure out how much your dragon should be eating because of the weight that it is. I know the nutritionist at ZooMed came up with a formula for all reptiles and amphibians, and that's what they use over there at ZooMed. But yeah, I feed mine once a week. I just give them a huge amount, and I give it to them once a week, weekly. And they eat when they want, however much they want. I don't really want to have too much of a say in it. So yeah, fruit and veggies is a different story. Just because it goes bad, it spoils, it rots. Especially at bearded dragon temperatures, it goes bad a lot faster. Yeah, you want to have something for them to clip their nails on, or not clip, but like file their nails on. So like logs, rocks, tile if you decide to not go the sand way. So you got all that. You can also clip them yourself. It's the same. Most reptiles are the same as far as nails go as dogs are. You just follow the lines and make sure that you're not clipping their nerves or veins. I have mine done by people at a pet store. just because I don't trust myself. I've never done it with a dog, so I'm not going to do it with my lizards. And vice versa. A lot of times they like baths, just like with most reptiles. If they're having problems shedding, then it's best to give them a little warm bath. Not hot, but like warm. Room temperature is good. Bearded dragons are a fantastic starter pet. They do well with kids and adults, and they don't lose their tails very easily just because they use their tails a lot, especially when they're older. Some of the common problems people will have is metabolic bone disease, MBD, and that's a calcium deficiency that can occur either in the egg or later on in life if calcium is not provided as often or as much as they need. One of the later symptoms that you'll see if you don't catch it early enough is they'll start walking on their wrists, like right here. And they'll be super skinny. If you like touch their face and like kind of get it, I'm not gonna say like squeeze it hard, but like give it a little squeeze, like, and their like chin doesn't feel right, like it feels mushy, it's MBD. Some vets will have ways to cure it or to cure it, but honestly, once they get MBD, it's pretty much a downhill spiral from there. They can look 100% one day and go terribly the next. They are bipedal, so that means that they sometimes will run on their hind legs. It's a lot faster for them, so if they're trying to get away from you, they will do that. So egg laying, bearded dragon will lay 16 to 20, sometimes 30 eggs per clutch. My buddy and I, we bred ours and we got 6 eggs, so it wasn't the best, but it's not bad. I mean, we got babies, so you can't ask for too much. Well, no, she laid 12 eggs and 6 of them went bad. 6 hatched. So yeah. My female bearded dragon has laid 14 eggs and 2 clutches. Like 14 and 14, so 28 overall. Bearded dragons don't like it very humid. Oh yeah, and back on the egg laying, they will lay eggs to get rid of calcium. So if they're full on calcium, they'll get rid of it by laying eggs. And what you need to do when they do that is give them not the same amount, but just a little less than what you were giving them beforehand. It's not harmful for them to have too much calcium because they have ways of getting rid of it. So yeah. And whenever my bearded dragon lays her eggs, if she's gravid, I'll do a little incubation tutorial. As far as temperature and humidity goes, a baby one like this will generally like 80 to 90 degrees Fahrenheit. An adult will range up to 100 to roughly 110. That's just the basking spot though. That's not the whole enclosure. If you have the whole enclosure, your bearded dragon will overheat and won't be able to thermoregulate, and they will die. They don't like humidity too much, except for when they're gravid. They'll find a humid area and lay their eggs there. Tank size. As a baby like this, they will be able to stay in a 10-gallon tank. You might get away with housing 2 if you're feeding them if you're watching them when they eat, just to make sure that they're not that one isn't taking more food than the other, and the other one is getting left out and malnourished. An adult can do a 20-gallon tank as long as they have enough room to turn around comfortably. They'll be fine. 20 gallon long, that is, not tall. People keep them in 40 gallons. They have no problems with that. I keep mine in a 20-gallon. Both of my adults, actually, just because I want them to breed, and that's a good way to get them to breed. Now, I know a lot of people will say like they're not going to do well together like that, but they've been living together like that for roughly 2 to 3 years, and the only thing I've had happen from them is babies. This lighting is so bad on him. It doesn't give him good effects that he has. So yeah, you can house 2 adults in one 20-gallon tank. They I had a thought. I can't think of it right now. Come me out here, Deadpool. Oh, don't do that. Don't do that. Now, you do see how Deadpool is like skittish right now? They do grow out of it. Typically, males are known for being calmer, whereas the females will be more excitable. So, I'm hoping this one is a female, just because it is super excitable and super quick and just loves to run. That could also be because I don't hold it too often. So yeah. The best way to tell if your breeder dragon is healthy, stay still, we good, is if they're holding their head up like that. They're alert, they're listening for sounds, they're watching everything. If their head is down like this, more like laying down, and they're not sleeping, there's a good chance that something is wrong, because they are inquisitive animals and they do get curious a lot. I remembered what I was gonna say. When they are shedding, well, there's this thing that happens with bearded dragons that a lot of people have believe is one thing, and another half of people believe is another thing. They will pop their eyes like out of their sockets, and you'll just see like a huge bulge behind their eyelids, and which will be their eye. My male, the first time I saw it, there was like a nerve going across his eyeball, and it was like pulsating. So I was like, whoa, what the heck? I thought my female may have bit him on the head, and that's what came out of it. But as soon as I like touched him to make sure that he was okay, his eyes went back to normal and he was fine. A lot of people will say that it's from yawning, that's how they yawn, which I don't really agree with. And then the other group says that when they're shedding, they'll do it to make extra room. Like that's kind of like their way of shedding the inside of their eyeball. I believe that one is a little bit more believable, at least. Just because I've honestly never seen my bearded dragons yawn. So, yeah. Speaking of yawning, I've gone over food, enclosures, substrate, bathing, eggs, shedding, temperature and humidity. Yeah, they'll eat a lot of veggies. Collard greens is usually what people stick to, with the occasional fruit. I feed mine carrots, lettuce, celery. I use a little bit of beet, Swiss chard, and on Tuesdays and Saturdays, I want to say, is their fruit day. So they get blueberries, and I mix all that stuff up, by the way, and I leave it in my freezer. I thaw it out the night before. I feed it to them, and I give it to them in the morning. I give them crickets once a week on Friday, and I will give them like a couple mealworms throughout the week, just to give them the little thrill of the chase, even though they don't chase it. I hand feed their mealworms as well. Sometimes if they're not eating their veggies, I'll put the mealworms inside of their bowl. This one has had a couple of mealworms, but I got him right back onto crickets, which I do love seeing him chase them, because his tail goes all up and starts running and trying to catch them. But yeah, guys, I believe that's it for this video. This is a pretty long one, honestly. That's saying something, since I've posted 2 30-minute long videos. But yeah, I believe that's gonna be it, though. Thank you for watching, guys, and always remember to keep calm and herp on. And if someone tells you you're beautiful, tell them that they're lying, and go out there and live your best life, just like Steve-O is. Someone once told him that he was ugly, but now look at him. He is fat and healthy and happy. So always remember your haters, but never what they say. Peace out, guys.